One of the questions I get asked a lot is, how long does it take to get indexed to actually appear on Google? And there's two parts to the process. One is Google will come along and trawl your site, which means it will go and look in great detail at every single page in the content of your site. And then it will take a while to actually appear on Google in the results. And that could be a few seconds, it could be years. And nobody really understands why that is. That's part of Google's algorithm. But one thing that we do know is if you come here and you Google latest news, we should see that news has appeared in the last few seconds. Okay, so 32 minutes ago here, we had some latest news, and the Daily Express 4 hours ago. And if there's breaking news like a terrorist attack or something like that, you'll see that appear not instantly, but within minutes. So we do know that Google is able and capable of indexing things very, very quickly, should it wish to do that. And one of the reasons that happens is the freshness of the content. That if you think about it, news sites, it's always new. Something changes on a minute-by-minute basis. So in order for Google to discover that, it has to be constantly trawling those sites and then putting that information into its index, because it changes so very rapidly. An e-commerce store, on the other hand, does not change very often unless you add new products or you remove products. Generally, it's the same. So Google knows that if it trawls you today and trawls you in a week and trawls you in a month, and the content is the same, it learns that it doesn't need to go back and visit you that often because the content doesn't change that often. So one way of speeding that process up between your site changing and those results appearing on Google's index is to keep adding fresh content to your site as often as possible. And that could be new products, it could be new collections, it could be blog articles. There is a danger in that if you decide, okay, I'm going to just keep adding new blog articles, Google will learn that it is only the blog section of your site that changes regularly. So it'll only go back and index the blog faster. The rest of it won't bother about. So what we need to do is to get a way of making the content on our site fresh, new and different regularly and on a fairly quick basis, maybe once a week, if not once a day. How can we do that? It's very, very difficult with a Shopify store. So here's my answer to that, and here's how I cheat. The first thing is that I have sliders, and this is a product slider. So this is something that I've had made and included in my theme. And you can see that this is basically a collection sorted by newest first. So as I add things to that collection, it's automatically added to the slider. And what that means is that the home page is automatically updated regularly. So if I had a product a day or a product a week, the slider will change, the new products will appear. You can see they're all linked to the product page. So Google sees the home page changed. It also sees a link to a new product page, so it can go back and it can trawl that product page and index those things. That will make you get indexed a lot quicker because the content is always changing. The next thing that I do to cheat is I use a review application. And this particular review application, you can see, is on my home page again as a slider. You can see I have 361 reviews, and if I click on that, it will take me here, and here are all the reviews linked to the products and what people have said about them. So I have a page there with all of the reviews on it, and I also have a slider on my home page that is constantly changing. So again, as somebody reviews the product, the home page changes, new words appear, which is good for your SEO. Beautiful, lingerie, sexy, fussy, underwear. All these words are getting indexed or trawled and indexed by Google. So that's helping my SEO. But also we have a direct link to the product here. So if I click on the product, I have a link through to the product. And you can see it's not only the front page that changes, but it's also the product page that changes, because the product page now has review content and it has a review here. And Google will also see, this is another app, I can't remember the name of the app, but it does machine learning to give you learned recommendations depending on who you are. So this will change as well. So Google sees on my homepage that my homepage has changed, and then it goes, oh bloody hell, the products have changed. I need to re-index the products. So it'll go here, link to the product. It will then see new content here, but every time it comes here, it will see different content as well on the more items to consider bar. And it will think the bloody page is changing almost on a daily basis. So it will keep coming back, it will keep trawling my site regularly, and because it's trawling it more regularly, it will be quicker to actually get that content to appear on Google's index because the site is changing on a regular basis. I'm not actually doing that much, I'm not adding that many new products, but what I am doing is I'm keeping it fresh. So every time you go and look at it, there's something different there. If I probably refresh this, there'd be different products appear here. And that is my top tip to how to get indexed on Google quicker. It can take, when you're a new site, Google can index you pretty quickly. When it's indexed you, it can take forever for it to index you again. It can keep trawling you, but those results will never appear on Google, or it may take months to appear on Google. So my top tip for you there is to keep the content fresh. You can put blog articles on as well. Keep blog articles on. You can add new collections. You can mix it up with offers. You can put all sorts of things on it. But these little automatic things here, the product slider and the customer reviews, will keep your site fresh, keep your content fresh, without you actually having to do anything at all.